drink?
You and Max are the best feature of 4C. Yes, Arnaud, my dream has come true. Okay, let me check our
You
voices
drink?
first. You and Max are the best feature of 4C.
I've already
Yes,
sent
Arnaud, my dream has come
the
true.
message.
Okay, let me check our
You
voices
drink?
first. Okay, the link. Oh, okay, so my program's a little bit loud. Volume mixer. Oops, not Zoom. Wait, what am I even doing in Zoom, huh? Telegram, gotta bring Telegram up to about 10%, Discord to about 10%. Oh wait, no, shit, I need Discord up for you. That would be bad. And I'm gonna have to boost you a little bit.
It's better.
Wait, let me just boost you to like 10%. And I am going to add a little 30% on this. Okay, say something now.
Let's debrief this flat market, guys.
And I am going to add a little, let me hear it, how you sound. 30% on this. Okay, say something now.
Let's debrief this flat market, guys.
Okay, now you sound Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
Like a Krispy Kreme donuts. Man, haven't had donuts in ages. This healthy lifestyle is killing me slowly, day by day.
Only rice and chicken, right, man?
Yep, rice and chicken. Well, I just ate some eggs.
Just in case for the protein.
Yeah. Oh wait, we also had a TRX trade. That was on BTC, right?
TRX BTC.
Did that get filled?
Send it this morning, actually.
Oh,
No,
wait, yeah,
yes,
it got
this morning.
filled, yeah. Wait, was this today? 7th of...
179.
Oh no, they didn't get filled, nope. Well, we'll see. I wouldn't change my entry just yet. It's still here. It's still in this area.
Already 7 hours. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, guys, to yet another webinar. Weekly. Wait, so what did people vote? What's the coin of the week?
Let me see.
It
It will be
no,
CTSI.
I guess everybody's jumping on my CTCI fever, huh? So traded like 3-4 times now. Everybody wants more action at CTCI. Well, I guess we're gonna have to check that one out, huh?
Yep.
Yet again.
I think we can start.
Are you sure? Are we ready?
Yes. Let me think.
Are we 100% ready?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, welcome back to yet another webinar. It seems like, right? The last webinar we did was on the 2nd of February. Sorry, June. Not 2nd of February. That would be a long time ago. 2nd of June, yeah. Oh yeah, it was right on this drop. I think. Oh, this drop was like a couple of hours before the stream. Yeah, so I see. So before we get started, guys, yes, ask questions. I can already see the Rasmus asks we're not a BTC, we're TP, but let me just first talk about BTC and then I'll get to your question, Rasmus. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, feel free to post them in YouTube or Telegram. We are checking both of those. But right down to business on Bitcoin, right? So basically from the last stream, pretty much nothing has happened, right? We talked about in the chat, in the trade room chat, right? Where we discussed plenty of options for BTC, and yes, we did have one option, right? We had one option of saying a risky long at 9.7 right here, and before it went further around, it filled your profit target right up here, right? So if you took the risky option, that one played out, right? But if you took the safe option, which was this one, which we recommended from the start, 9.4 to 9.5 long, then this one is, like I said, right, posted it earlier today, the profits target should be taken here, right? And now, the next thing we're gonna wait for, right, it's either we're gonna wait for if it's gonna break down from here, go under this point, right? Because we need to lose this area already for us to go to get kind of a bearish confirmation on this whole structure that we have right now, and to see if the BTC is going to go lower. It's either that or we're going to be shorting it again up here on 10k, which we already called like 2 weeks ago, something like that, right? So yeah, our orders are still fresh, crispy, and waiting for this to be hit. But if it's not gonna be hit, then we're simply gonna simply go for an add-on to our original short from up here, already somewhere down here, and see what's gonna happen, right? I mean, we will add to our shorts for sure somewhere in this area, right? We will not let BTC escape without us having a good position on it, right? From large time frames perspective, I mean, pretty much nothing has changed, right? I mean, let's be honest right here. We are still setting in the same range on weekly, right? And this range is starting to look quite poor, right? I mean, come on. This should be quite well goddamn bearish compared to where we are sitting here, and we're still somehow standing up here, right, like a champions. So yeah, this is it's gonna break into one way. Maybe the theory right now is that we are sitting so much for so long here because the stocks are all mooning like crazy, right? The US market is mooning, although that's like a miracle by itself, I'm gonna say, by the situation they got going down there. I mean, up there. So yeah, I'm gonna say that maybe Bitcoin is taking its time because of the stock market mooning, right? DJI, SF 500, like NQ, everything is mooning. And once that will stop, right, or it will come down, the Bitcoin will take the high road as well, right? Or should we say in this case the low road, obviously. Hey Vish Crypto, I am doing very good. I hope you're doing quite fine as well. Yes, we will check MTL USDT as well. So yeah, pretty much for Bitcoin, like I said, we got plans going on in both directions. There's nothing much to say in this case. We're just sitting in the run, right? So if it goes under here, I'm gonna repeat it again. If it goes under here, we're gonna look for an add-on to a short somewhere in this spot. If it goes to up here, we're gonna obviously short it like we intended to. And right now we're sitting in a long from this direction, hopefully going to get a fill on a short right here. And that's about it, right? All the positions we have open right now should be well aware in profits already. We should have taken profits on every position we had, so we should be pretty well adverse right now, right? So right now, Rasmus, I'm gonna check out the coin you suggested. So let's see, Nano BTC, where to TP, huh? Where to TP? Let's see how this thing even looks like. Wait, let me first delete all the drawings so we can start fresh. Okay, so on weekly, this does not look too bad. I'm gonna say this does not look too bad. Okay, so you had a nice little, you created nice little swings, right? As you can see. And this would be in this time, it would be called 3 drives to a low, right? And after those 3 drives to a low happen, you start to pump it and you gained right above this, right? So right here, I'm gonna say I would not sell this yet, right? So the first key is staying above this line, holding this area. If you hold in this area, then this is very well bullish, right? I would definitely not go out of this as well. So what I would do in this here case, if I had it, like, I don't know where your entry is, but I would move my stop loss right to around here, because I do think we should not be going under this spot ever again. I mean, ever again. I mean, if we want to continue being bullish, we should not go under this spot. And I'm even gonna go as far as this. If we can break this, right? So I'm gonna speak, if we can break in this area and go up. That's a little poorly done. Why am I even using these lines when I should be just doing it like this, right? So yeah, if we can go above this or touch this line, I'm gonna go even as far as I'm gonna long it, and I'm willing to even call this for a channel, to be honest, Arnaud, because this seems like a pretty juicy trade. So yeah, if it touches that line, I'm gonna go for a long on it. It's gonna be quite an aggressive one, to be honest. Let's see, I'm gonna be doing it like this. I may change it just a little bit, but for now, if it touches this line, I'm gonna hope for it to get filled right here, right? And maybe a little bit deeper even. And then
what about the stop loss, mate?
Sorry, what?
What about the stop loss? Seems
the
a
stop
bit,
loss,
yeah.
okay, so in this case, I know everybody would be thinking to put a stop loss down here, right? But we're obviously not going to be able to stretch the stop loss so far, right? Because that's 50%, right? So in this case, we're going to have to go a real tight one and do it like this, right? I mean, it's a risky trade, I'm not going to lie, right? But but this one we got a good chances of continuation, and if we go all above this, right, so then I'm gonna say like this, our main target would then be this, right, which is 34%, which is pretty nice, right? So I would base my target around here, right, with green color. Obviously I would make my trade profitable as well as soon as here. I would take one here just for safety, right? But then for the last target, you know, the last target is a stretch. Last target we can get all the way. Wait, I'm gonna leave this line because we're gonna need it. I'm gonna stretch it all the way to up here, right? All the way up here. And that's adds some seriously good looking flavor to this, right? To this trade. This is a real
pretty much thin air.
Yeah, this trade looks really good if it's something like that happens, right? Obviously can go for a little bit of run, right? And here I'm gonna expect a pullback again, right? And then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get pulled back to around here. That's the question, right? Because I might only get pulled back to around this because I'm not. It doesn't show on weekly, but if I go down to 4 hours, I'm pretty sure I can find something here in between these two lines, right? Yeah, so like see something like this. If it's gonna pull back to like here, right? From this line to this line and then just continue mooning, that would be also one viable, pretty much viable option, right? It would not go all the way down here, but just go to this line, right? So we'll see, right? Okay, so I have many lines on there, so I'm gonna have to clear those. No, I'm just gonna clear those. Okay, so this is profit target, this is profit target, and this is not profit target yet. I'm gonna keep it for this last one, and then we'll see what happens. And then from here to there, we will do it later. Okay, so this one I'm gonna keep, right? And stop loss, I'm gonna have to keep it tight, right? I don't want to place it on there. I think I'm already invalidated, so there's no point in placing stop loss. If I'm already in position, I'm gonna place my stop loss under here if I'm in the position from down here, but that's about it, right? I'm not gonna put my stop loss from the original trade much higher. But if it goes up here, touches this, and goes past this, then we can move this stop loss up here or up here even, right? So we'll see how that one plays out. But this one, yeah, looks really lovely trade, so I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna copy paste it to your note, and I guess this one can be shipped out, right?
I lost the sheep.
So yeah, Rasmus, you can see there are a lot of options with this trade. I think you bought in quite a well coin. I mean, a quite nice looking coin. So you would definitely have some possibilities with this one. Okay, Wish Crypto, you said MTL USDT. Let's see, MTL USDT. What is that even? Oh, metal. Oh, that's an old coin if I remember correctly. Okay, so I guess this is all we get. Huh. This is all we get. Okay, so I see where our long originally could have been, right? Our long originally, if we see this price action like this, you know, goes down here, like again, you got these three swings, right? You go right above it, you gain here, right? Could have taken a long here, right? But right now that this has already played out, and not only has it played out, you already tested this as well here, as you can see, right? I'm gonna have to wait for some action here to happen, right? Because right now with just this, I would not want to enter any trades at all, right? If I'm looking for an area to gain before I would go into any trades, I would say this, right? I want it to go above this area, touch it or something, right? Before I would consider going in any further trades, right? And I'm not saying touch it in this kind of way, right? If it's gonna be 1 week and back down, I wouldn't take the trade, right? So for me, it has to be something like this, right? For me, something like this, and then I would most likely take the trade right on top here, where we form this kind of a doji candle, right? This will probably be my entry. Around here, you know, somewhere around here. I'm gonna say it's an area again, like, you know, guys, I always place an area just because these coins are a little bit illiquid, right? And then I would do a smash along here, right? But this one I would not suggest just yet because I want to see some action before that happens. The stop is 8%, so yeah, okay, the stop is in okay side, and then our profit target is gonna be this, right? So yeah, I'm gonna save it, but this one is not. I'm not gonna call it just yet or give it to Arnaud. I want to see how this one is gonna play out, right? So since this is happening, I'm gonna say, if you remind me next week, we can probably check it again, and then we'll probably see if we're gonna take this trade or not, right? So right now it's still early, and you can see it's moving quite slowly. So we'll see what happens next week on this trade. I can save it up, you know, but I think this trade is actually so new, so maybe I should add it to my list because I don't think I have MTL here just yet. Yeah, so I'm gonna add it. Like, do I have MTL even here? Nope. So I'm guessing this is one of the new coins added. It's been added since August 20th. I should have it. And MTL. But I guess I don't have it. What do you know? This list is a trash. Okay. So yeah, that would pretty much be it for this coin. Nothing much more to say. Satoshi Nakamoto, hey Arnaud and Max, thanks for the update as always. Can you please take a look at Beam USDT? Thanks in advance. No problem, man. No problem. Beam USDT. Why can I not even write U? I'm missing the U button for some reason. Okay, Beam USDT. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's looking nice. Definitely like the fact that you went above this and you kind of held it. This gives me a confirmation that we can do this again, but what I'm looking at is something like this, right? If we go all the way down here, which is I'm gonna originally take the trade, something like this can happen, right? Can happen like this, and then you retrace all the way down to here, where you get a little bit of reaction, and then go back here, and then go back lower, right? That's one of the plays that can happen on Beam USDT when I'm looking at a pattern like this, right? I mean, it's not pattern, it's a sequence of price action, right? Because, but essentially speaking, right now I held this area, right? Right. So what I would like to see for the coin to do, right? If you like originally, I would think you would think to take the trade down here, right? And that was where most of the people who placed their entry. The only problem is when you take it here, you already went kind of too deep for a bullish continuation, right? So then you come back up, you test the resistance, or should I say the same resistance again, you test again, and then you withdraw all the way down from where you originally started this whole move up or pump in this case, right? Then you usually test the middle, the previous middle, or the previous point where you took the trade, which can be a little bit fatter, right? And then you test that one, and then you just start pullbacking lower, or even tagging this before bouncing here again, right? Or essentially even lower, right? So now in this case, if I delete all this picture, right? Drawings. In this case, what I will want to see is, to begin with, if we went up here and tested this already, right? We tested this level. I would want to see for us to hold this high, right? This would be for me the area that I want to hold and continue the trade from, right? So I would not want to go any lower than this. If we hold this and bounce from this, we can reach this, right? Again, I'm gonna say it's an area. We can reach then this, right? Do a little profit here. The only problem with this is we're probably gonna have a fat stop loss, right? Yep, 10%. It's not optimal, but I can put. If I was really trying to push my luck, I would place it right here for 4%. So that's a really, if you want to push your luck. Unless, let's see, on 4 hour, maybe we can get on a scrape a little bit better stop loss on 4 hour. Yeah, again, it's about here, right? On 4 hour, we could maybe squeeze in 5%, but it's still, you know, it's a risky one, right? It's a risky one. So for you, okay, so essentially speaking, you already got filled on this position, right? That's unlucky, right? So yeah, if we hold this position, we fill this position, we could essentially go to up here, right? To this green area, which then proposes a pretty great R, right? Even if we use the 10% stop, we still have a lot more, right? So that's all to your own personal opinion on anything, right? You can either use 6% stop loss or you can use 10% stop. It's up to you, right? Okay, so essentially I can't post this one anymore because we got tested here and we got filled. So essentially speaking, I would already have to be in the trade for me this to work out, right? The only trade I can post is all the way down here, right? Which then, like I said, we're not gonna catch this anymore, right? We're gonna go for this second test here and just go lower, right? Which is again good R, right? So I'm gonna say this one, right? If the yeah, so I'm gonna write this on, right? And again, remind me next week, right? If this, we'll check if this area failed. If this area hasn't failed, then obviously we're not gonna need to place this trade anymore. But if anybody feels free to take this trade, right? It's a good trade. Don't get me wrong. It's a good trade. I don't think it's worthy of the channel since it already got filled, right? So people are just gonna get confused, right? So yeah, I'm gonna save this one. We're not gonna post it in the channel, but feel free to take it, guys. Definitely, I still think it's a good trade, right? I will take it myself. It hasn't tested this area already. So yeah, Rasmus Sjöborn entered around 0.0. Oh, so wait, we are going back to Nano. Let me just check where that is. You said enter at about 0. Not the best entry. I'm not gonna say it's not the best entry, but it's not the worst one either, right? So if you enter here, you can place your stop loss under here, right? And that's about what's that? That's about 12%. It's not optimal, but what can you do in this case, right? I got nothing else to add here, right? Yes, MTL. Wait, let me just check MTL USDT as well before we move on. MTL USDT again. The entry is wait. MTL entry. Oh, so you enter at 3.0. Okay, if you enter down here, then you're in good shape. You're in good shape if you enter down here. So right now, what you're begging for is to test this area, because if you test this area, you're gonna have a lot more abilities to go higher, right? The only problem is USDT contracts are way tight, right? They're super tight with Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes down, this trade is gonna get wrecked as well, right? And essentially speaking, if you enter here at 3.0, right? I'm gonna say it like this: you don't want to revisit this area anymore, right? So this could be your stop loss. You don't want to go down here anymore, because if you go down here, you're just gonna go lower, right? So it wouldn't make much sense to begin with, right? Let's see what's going on. The next question then we got. Thank you, brother. If you have time, you can also look at. Okay, we can also check loopring Bitcoin. Loopring Bitcoin. Wait. Oh, we had loopring Bitcoin already. So it touched the area. What was that? Our profit target or not? I can't even remember. Why is this?
No, I don't think we have a trade and loop.
Kind of similar thing going on as with the previous coin we looked, right? We tagged this area now. I think maybe that was because if we tag this area, we have a chance of re-entering right here, right? That would kind of be where I would aim for. And it hasn't been tested, right? So of course we can already bounce from this. I'm not gonna lie, right? We can already bounce from this, right? But I'm not gonna go for those extreme ones. I'm gonna say this is the probability that we still test this before we go higher. In this case, I mean, this one gonna pose a lot better a lot better stop loss. I guess we can also create a video on this one. This one does not look. Oh shit, it's 10%. Well, shit, man, these low Satoshi coins are cancer sometimes, you know. Oh my gosh, this area is 13%. Holy fuck. Well, it's hard for me to make this area smaller, because if I do it like this, we're probably not gonna get filled. I have to do it like this, and then I have to just do it like something like this for either to make it smaller area, right? But then again, if I make it a smaller area, the stop loss is gonna be bigger, right? Again, it has to hold this area then for our main target to be here, right? And possibly even higher afterwards, right? So I'm gonna say like this: the profit target, the first one is gonna be here. The second one is gonna be all the way up here, and that would pretty much be it, right? But again, the stop loss is not the best one, right? The stop loss is definitely not the best one, even on lower time frames. I don't think we can squeeze. I don't think we can squeeze any. Yeah, I gotta keep my entry here and my stop loss. I like that would be the best stop loss I could do. It's 12%, not very optimal, guys. But what can you do, right? This one I can even make a video on it. It's a nice trade again, but the stop loss is a little bit wide for my taste for alts, or how they like to react right at the moment, right? But yeah, it's still a good trade. I would still put some money at it, right? For a nice little swing. Yeah, it's okay. So Vish Crypto says yes. Sure, I do, mate. We'll remind you next week. Sure, thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. No problem, Vish. We'll be looking forward for you reminding me. So this week we also had some successful trades, right, on our own. First of all, being bad BTC, right? We definitely got nailed or filled this one right to the bottom. We hit the first profit target right on it. We took it down, and now we're waiting if the second profit target is gonna happen, right? It's kind of same style as you can see. That was one of the trades we had. What is the other trades we had, right? Arnold, we had
Algo also.
which one?
Algo.
Oh, Algo, yeah, Algo BTC, yeah. We also had Algo
We have
BTC.
TRX, but still not
Yeah,
filled.
Algo BTC got filled wonderfully, right? Wonderfully on our area, and right now we're waiting. Okay, so the first profit target is about 6%, which is like 1.5 R, because we had a little bit more than 1 R, right? We had it's about 5% stop loss. So yeah, a bit 1.3, 1.4 R, which is still pretty decent, right? So what's the next trade we then had?
We have MCO.
MCO. Oh, MCO Visa cards, right? Okay, so MCO got. Oh shit! No, MCO didn't get filled. MCO didn't get filled. No. So this is what happens, right? When you should have had a fatter area, and then even this one doesn't get filled. So now I'm thinking for this trade, should I market smash it? Let me go to lower time frames. Let me go to lower time frames. Okay, so, well, if it holds this, it's gonna go higher. I think this one is not gonna get us filled anymore. I think I should push it up, Arnaud, and actually go for a market smash. Because I have this low bottom, right? I got this, we started gaining this. I'm just gonna wait, right? I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, and if tomorrow goes to like up here, I'm gonna market smash it, right? I'm gonna have to push the trade harder and then see what happens, right? With the fast profit targets. Okay, we'll have to readjust this one. We got missed by a little peep. Wait, let me check.
We have a trade on Dusk.
Oh yeah, Dusk, yeah.
A
Dusk.
new one, Dusk.
The BTC or what is it? The USDT?
Yes, Dusk BTC.
Wait, where's the entry? I can't even remember now. It didn't save on my chart.
312 and 319.
Oh, 312 and 319. Okay, let's
Yes,
see.
that's the zone, yeah.
Okay, so we have it 300. Okay, so I see. We have it here. And here we have it here. Okay. So I'm gonna save this too. We'll see if it gets filled, right?
Yeah, it's
Definitely
already on the channel.
Yeah, it's definitely still got bullish continuation. Yeah, definitely still got a chance to get filled on that one. Did we have any more trades?
You send one on CTSI.
Oh yeah, CTSI. Yeah, that one was nice.
On the weekend.
Yep, that one was nice, right? We got filled here. Boom, profit target, right? That was really well, right? Bam, bam, quick trade. Took like 1 hour. Okay, so for CTSI, so yeah, CTSI is now everybody wants to see some more action in CTSI, right? So for now, I guess we can remove everything again because the chart is getting a little bit choppy, right? So the first thing I'm gonna look at CTSI, I'm gonna see what the volume is telling us, right? So volume is going a little bit lower, right? So what we can assume, right? We can see that we haven't had a lot of market maker here, right? But now we can see that the basket is start picking up a little bit again, right? Obviously that's stating, right? So the volume is definitely picking itself up, right? The only problem we got right here with this chart right now is that we kind of tested everything, right? That we wanted to test, right? So my trade from previous weekend was based purely upon this, how we tested the chart, right? Because we went higher, we tested it, we hit this, right? And we went lower, right? And this is again, you go test higher, right? You test this, you feel it, you go lower, right? Or should I exactly here, a little bit pullback and then you go lower, right? So I'm kind of playing that sort of a pattern on CTSI and it works really well. And I'm guessing it works well because of market makers. And I know a lot of people will point me out that we have a trend line here, right? We have sort of a trend line, and I'm gonna say I disregard trend lines. I don't really follow them because, as you can see, if you would follow them, mainly the entries would have been missed, or sometimes it would have been hit right perfectly. Other times again, you don't know, right? Because before we had this line, the trend line would have looked like totally different than it would, right? So right before we had this line, the trend line would have looked something like this, right? As you can see, so we went past our entry. It didn't wick much. It shouldn't have gotten stopped, but that's about 3%. Is not that little as well, right? And again here, right? If I would have had my trend line and I would do it like this, right? I would have gotten missed and I would already start rejecting here. So it's not a good idea. So I don't really use trend lines because they're very subjective when it comes to that matter, right? So for me, what I want to see on CTCI right now, right? So there are two possible plays we can do. I mean, given the fact that let's just say it's pretty obvious the market maker is established on a Binance IO coin, right? So one of these is taking trades right here, right? So what I mean by that, if it goes all the way to up here, rejects this, you can take a mini trade down here, right? So that's what I'm gonna say. The fact it is, this trade should have you a very tiny stop loss. And in this case, if you look at this trade has only 1.6% stop loss, which means for a larger larger possibility of buy, right? Which again also exposes you to our larger slippage, right? And then you sell it right up here, right? You sell around here, which means you quick 1.3%, or the next target, if you target it higher, nets you about 3%, right? That's one of the cases I would look at CTSI, but beware. The problem is it's kind of getting dangerous when you have so many tests, right? So again, speaking about that is because the main area of this entire chart, right, is located right here, right? It's a little bit higher, yeah, right here. Okay, so yeah, us rejecting that, right? Us rejecting that is not very good, right? So what we want to see for us to have a little bit safer trade is for us to at least tag this, right? So just pump from here, tag this, we retro back this, we tag around here, right? We tag around here for the refill, and then with the stop loss, I'm gonna say around here or about here, right? With stop loss here, and then we just start mooning to about here, right? That would be kind of a perfect scenario for me. What I would like to see on CTSI. I'm gonna even save this one, right? That would be, if something like this happens, I'm gonna call another trade on the channel, right? Obviously, if you guys are itching for trades, I've just shown you one possibility, right? You can wait for this to be tagged and then already start smashing it in here, right? But then we are kind of hindsight trading, right? We're kind of hoping for that breakout, right? And again, I gotta warn you, yeah, when it comes to USDT charts, they are heavily dependent on Bitcoin, right? When they're heavily dependent on Bitcoin, what's gonna happen with you is the Bitcoin falls, the CTSI is gonna drop, and you're gonna see if you check these drops, right? They're probably pretty much closely correlated with Bitcoin, right? This one, wait, this one, when did this one go down? So 10 o'clock. Did something happen 10 o'clock with Bitcoin? That was at 2 a.m. Where's 10 o'clock? Okay, so in this case, I'm gonna have to bite my tongue because it wasn't. But what I'm trying to say, essentially speaking, right, when the price goes down, it usually is because Bitcoin is going down as well. This is how it is with USDT charts, right? They're closely correlated with Bitcoin, kind of closer correlated than actually Bitcoin pair, right? Wait, in this case, we can then check out CTCI BTC. We're already checking. Okay, so these charts, two charts are quite similar, I'm gonna say, Arnaud.
Yep.
I'm gonna say it's actually a pretty similar area, right? I mean, areas right up here. Again, they're pretty closely correlated. I mean, a lot of people. I'm gonna say like again, a lot of people will call this bullish, right? But I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you're talking about trend lines and we're talking about simple price action, right? I'm gonna tell you one thing, right? So the volume is not the greatest on Bitcoin, right? And when you look at it this, right, you have higher lows and you have higher highs and you have higher lows, right? So people are gonna say on Twitter, right? They're gonna say, "Oh, look at this! This is a wedge, guys. This is a wedge. We're gonna do this, and then we got bam, break it upstairs, right?" I'm gonna say no. The only thing is, the problem with this is the wedge like this. When you see a wedge like this, it's more bearish than bullish, right? It's actually more bearish than bullish always, right? And the breakout doesn't happen because people intended that it's gonna go like this and then it's gonna get real tight and it's gonna break out somewhere, right? No, the breakout usually happens because we already established this is the main area of the chart, and if you gain upon this area of the chart, you have chances of going higher, right? So if the price comes up here again and does something like this and goes off, it didn't happen because of the wedge, right? Because of the wedge getting tighter and tighter. No, it happened because it regained the main point of the chart and actually held it for this time around and pumped from it, right? It propelled it upstairs, right? So this is kind of a false logic that a lot of people on Twitter will tell you about the wedges and all this crap. It's usually a lot more. Usually a lot more price action going on in behind of all these myths, right? So yeah, again, like I said, back to CUSDT. This is gonna be my plan. If this happens this week, we're gonna play it, right? I'm gonna give you the option of both trades, and then we'll see what happens, right? Before we got started, Arnold, we also talked about one more coin, right? That we kind of wanna. Oh yeah, non BTC, right? Was it non USDT? Okay, let me check what we did last time on Nano here. Oh yeah, no, we already covered it. What was the coin that we talked about before we starting?
TRX possible?
TRX? No, we already have TRX. We said that we're gonna look at one coin, right?
Dash.
Oh, Dash, yeah. So there's some news about Dash, right? There's some news about Dash going on that they're trying to make some progress on the blockchain, blah blah blah, right? And then I stumbled upon this chart. I'm like, okay, oh no, this is a pretty nice chart, right? So essentially speaking, yes, I would want original be filled up here, right? That would be original my spot where I want to be filled. But right now, because you're already doing such a sluggish work, and now I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna place it right here, right? And with this looking in advance, let's just see what our position is gonna look like. If this does indeed happen, let's go. We're gonna put it right here. So the stop has a level of about 11%, but we are gonna have some hefty coinage here, right? I mean, there's a room for a lot of pump, or should I say a lot of movement going on. So this one can happen as well. So I'm gonna take the first profit target here for above 1.3. The second profit target I'm gonna have to take as this high, because this is gonna be decisive high if this coin is gonna go higher or not, right? If this does break out and goes higher, I'm gonna take a little bit down here, and this then turns out into pretty nice trade. This one is, as well, is going to be posted in the channel. I don't think it's going to be filled that quickly, to be honest, because the drop is still 17%. In crypto, sometimes it happens soon, sometimes it can take 2 weeks. So I'm going to give it to him, to Arnaud, and I'm going to tag it as a red, because I'm also going to do a video on it. Where is this coin? Dash. Wait, I think I have to go to my Binance list, find it there. Oh yeah, Dash. Whoops, I missed it. Red, tag it as red, and then I'll place it inside as well. Also, which coins did we just talk about? Nano. I also have to tag Nano as red, because I want to do a video on it as well for that trade. So kind of see what's gonna happen in the next week, right? So this week we already hit some profit targets. We had strides, we had a couple of percentage. We're doing definitely good. We're continuing with the good streak. We haven't had loser since, I don't know, we haven't had loser for some while right now, not right? I mean, I don't actually remember the last time we lost a trade. TRX, we're still waiting to get filled, right? So let's just check the major alts before we tag off from the stream, right? Again, guys, if you got any more questions, feel free to ask them. We just analyzed a bunch of coins. We showed you a bunch of trades that we're gonna be taking, or that will be taken, or that you guys can take, right? And then in that spirit, we will check some more alts. Okay, so Adam missed us here. This is the sad point. Wanted to enter this trade really aggressively and missed my area right here, but I'm still gonna keep it, right? If it turns around right here, because I said if it tags this green area, I'm gonna take it higher, but right now I'm not gonna take it higher, because if you check it on weekly, we are right at the big resistance, right? So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna still leave this trade hanging, right? I'm gonna leave this trade hanging. You guys are welcome to replicate it as well. If this gun gets filled, I'm gonna probably be looking at least this profit target. We'll see what happens right now. What the price action is going to give us. So I'm going to leave this trade still on the paper. I'm not going to take it off the orders, alright? EOS, I'm not going to touch, to be honest, because we just charted coins that look way better than this, right? And EOS pretty much didn't do shit for the last, I don't know. EOS didn't do shit for the last 25 days, right? Compared to other coins, so I'm definitely not touching this one. We had a lot better trades, like I said. Same one for Litecoin, right? With Litecoin we already traded, we had a fill here, we had profit targets, right? And as you can see, it failed miserably and now came back to this area. So this one is not open for trades anymore, right? And it's probably gonna go lower even. I'm not gonna assume that just yet, but as I can already be seeing it, it's not looking good, right? So I mean, surprisingly, I'm gonna say EOS, Litecoin, TRX perform really poorly against every other alts out there, right? Even XRP, right? So XRP, we're waiting for ages to take this trade, right? We said, right, we have to go above this line to take the trade here. Shit is not happening, right? I mean, look how sluggish XRP is. I mean, for XRP, I've said multiple times right now, I don't think XRP will ever see the likes of top again. So I don't know why people keep on dreaming about $3 XRP, because that one is definitely not happening anymore. When I look at chart like this, it's not happening, guys. Jesus Christ, this is not happening. You know, the only way this would happen if probably Bitcoin went to like 50 or 100k, right? So if Bitcoin went to 100k, then you don't want to have XRP at $3 anyways, because then I'd rather just hold BTC, right? If it goes that high, right? How much would it be if we went up here? Well, I guess if we went up to there, it's still 1000%. 1005. So it's 15x or 10x, right? Okay, so that's not too bad. But again, right, if Bitcoin is gonna go to 100k ever or 200k, right, I would rather still hold BTC, because I'm gonna feel a lot safer than holding a coin that supposedly speaking is, you know, they keep saying it's a banker's coin, right? I don't really see that, right? Being banker's coin, right? I mean, let's just see logarithmic chart as well, right? I mean, you can kind of see what we lost here, right? We lost a major support right here. Okay, so we didn't actually lost it, right? We almost lost it, and right now. So for us, right now, we would want to gain as quickly as possible above this, and probably gonna fail, because I'm already seeing it's probably gonna fail here, and this is bearish rejection, right? So next time we're gonna swoop the lows, right? And then we'll see what happens, right? And then this is gonna be our time to fight, right? This is gonna be our area to fight XRP, and this one is wide as shit. Holy crap, that's like 100% wide. Yeah, the thing is, I can't really tell when it's gonna bounce here, right? But I'm thinking it's gonna come down here. I mean, come on, look at this chart, right? I mean, I don't see any bullishness in this. Unless it starts picking up again and gains above this, then I would actually look into long in XRP, right? But will I say there's possibility up here? It's gonna be really hard. I mean, their market cap has to skyrocket basically for this to happen, right? I'm gonna say it's still possible, right? Because we haven't lost this. But if we do lose this, I'm not gonna say then it's really tight, guys. It's really tight, right? So the logarithmic charts are looking a little bit better for XRP than initially stated, right? So we'll see what happens, right? If we see XRP at 5 or 3 cents ever again, then yes, that's a buy sign. I do think I'm gonna buy it myself down here, you know, for the cold wallets, right? Definitely, and hold it for like I don't know how long. We'll see how fast it's gonna bounce or what's gonna do there, but we'll see, right? Well, I guess then we have no more questions, Arnaud. I guess we can wrap this one up, right?
See you next week,
Yep.
same time, guys.
Gonna be continuing doing the videos, continuing posting the trades, and hopefully the good run continues, right? Because right now it's quite juicy, guys. I do hope you guys are taking advantage of these trades and trading them and making some money, right? Okay, then yeah, if this is it, we will be seeing each other next time again. Next Tuesday, 16th of June, or at 17.
At 5, yeah,
No,
at 5.
like 13 UTC, right? At 17
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah,
for my time,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But UTC wise, it's 15 UTC, right? So yeah, see you guys
Thank
next
you,
time.
guys.